Before we really get going today, let me introduce the distinguished panel for this session. I guess I don't really need to introduce them. They're very well known, but still a little introduction would be apt. Mr. Arun Maira was appointed a member of the Planning Commission in the Government of India in July 2009 with the principal responsibility for industry and urbanization. He is chairman of the Quality Council of India and chancellor of the Central University of Himachal Pradesh, a thought leader and a writer on subjects of transformational change and leadership. He is a frequent speaker at international forums and is the author of several books, including Transforming Capitalism, Improving the World for Everyone, Remaking India, Our Country, One Destiny, and Shaping the Future, Aspirational Leadership in India and Beyond. Mr. Maira has worked for 25 years in the Tata Group in India and a senior management and board positions. He worked with Arthur D. Little and consulted with companies across the world on issues of growth strategies and transformational change. He returned to India in 2000 and was chairman of the BCG group in India prior to joining the Planning Commission. We were to have Mr. Ajay Shankar here, but due to some urgent meeting, he could not make it. So I'd like to now introduce Professor S.V. Raghavan. He's the Scientific Secretary, Office of the PSA of India. Professor Raghavan is currently the Scientific Secretary and a professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, IIT Madras. Professor Raghavan is also an adjunct professor in the Department of Computer Science in IIT Delhi. So he keeps his deep connect with education consistently going. He is the chief architect of what is now known, very well known in the country as NKN, the National Knowledge Network. And he actually helped establish this in the country. He has also been appointed chairman of the Technical Advisory Committee to design the National Fiber Network. Now that's the next big thing that's happening in the country, NOFN. And also chairs the direct-to-home effort of Ministry of HRD for establishing 1,000 DTH channels. The Ministry of HRD has appointed him chairman, Board of Governors of IIIT, Jabalpur. Incidentally, Jabalpur happens to be my hometown, so I'm very happy to see he heads the IIIT there. Professor Raghavan is the program director of the joint program between India and Australia for critical information infrastructure protection against distributed denial of service attacks and is the founder president of the Indo-Australian Information Technology Security Society. He's published many books, monographs, conference proceedings, as well as journal and conference papers. He's the chief editor of the journal CSI Transaction on ICT, being published by Springer Worldwide. He's also been recognized and awarded the Outstanding Alumnus Award by Anna University, MIT campus, and the Silver Core Award for IFIP, among many others. So with that, I'll get going on this one. Before I sort of request our distinguished speakers to talk, let me just talk a little about what's happening in electronics. Last year, around the same time, I think in the summit here, everybody was wondering, is electronics finally happening in this country? That was really what everybody was talking about. There was this thought about the policy coming in, and some pieces were clear, some pieces were not clear. Now, as we gather here today, especially after yesterday's sessions, there definitely is a feeling that electronics is happening. There clearly is a buzz, and in the evening when I was chatting with a lot of people, I really saw that buzz deeply. So today, we are here to discuss the theme perspective, product innovation, global collaboration, and policy initiatives. On policy, since we were supposed to have Mr. Ajay Shankar here, let me just kick it off and talk a little about that, how policy is now aligning. And I guess what really is happening is that the alignment has happened because all the various associations in electronics deeply participated in putting together a report to the government as to what does the industry feel that's required. And that was probably the first time when a committee was set up by the government where there was nobody from the government in the committee. So it was all industry and associations there. And if you look at it, clearly, India needs manufacturing in electronics, but with depth. We need a very extensive design ecosystem. And I think that is really where the key role of organizations like IESA comes in. So what do we have from the policymakers today in electronics? We have something called the preferential market access. Now, this encourages design and value addition in the country. So if you want to sell to the central government and you want to get benefit of the 30% or 50% of their buying, and if you do the right amount of value addition and manufacture in the country, you get a benefit. And this is not just in the electronics area, it's in the telecom area also. So pretty much connected. And therefore, both these organizations, DOT and DATI, are really forcing the pace on PMA. And some of these areas have already come out. For example, 50% of buying of tablets and laptops has been now reserved for those who actually add value in the country and manufacture in the country. So this really encourages the whole concept of depth in manufacturing. The next area is the policy around clusters and a policy called modified SIPs. This really takes care of some of the disability factors of the country if you want to manufacture in India. So I think that is, again, a very major step in trying to make the environment equal for those people who import and those who manufacture in the country. And the good news is that, as Dr. Ajay Kumar talked about yesterday, we are now looking forward to a final decision on a fab coming to India. And that is a very important step because today, if you look at the whole component ecosystem, it's pretty much dependent a lot on the semiconductor area. So that whole ecosystem in the country has been missing. But the key to it all is that as we look forward to a fab, we need to have a lot of activity around R&D and design. And around that, the committee which I chaired had recommended something called the Electronic Development Fund. And what we are hearing now is that this is the last piece that's actually in consideration by the government. And if the Electronic Development Fund, which is supposed to be a 10,000 crore fund of funds, does get approved, then what we will see a big fillip to the whole innovation and R&D and entrepreneur ecosystem in this area. And I think that's essential because if we want to really prepare for an Indian fab, we must have a huge bunch of activity happening in the design area. And that really is where IESA's role comes in very strongly, and I think it's very important that this gets a lot of attention. So I guess most of the policy is in place, and now therefore there is a great opportunity for the industry to come forward and participate. So now let's get going on the next part of this panel discussion. And I would request Mr. Arun Maira to talk about global collaboration, and he would try and connect the dots so that we can get a view of what is required in global collaboration to further this whole area of ESDM in the country. Thank you.